The story of the Royal Liverpool Philharmonic began in 1840, when it was founded by a group of Liverpool music lovers who shared a simple vision: to promote the love of music in their city. Over 3 centuries, Liverpool Philharmonic has been at the heart of Liverpool's cultural life, and that same vision has remained a constant and driving ambition. The richness of our history is the foundation on which we have built the success of recent years. The superb music making of the Royal Liverpool Philharmonic Orchestra and Vasily Petrenko, along with many international visiting artists, whose unforgettable concerts and events have brought audiences to their feet night after night, has been possible because of something extraordinary that happens when musicians and people who love music come together. Audiences are at the centre of Liverpool Philharmonic, inspiring our artists to give of their best and bringing our home Liverpool Philharmonic Hall alive. And this is where hundreds of thousands of children and young people have enjoyed the thrill of hearing a symphony orchestra playing live for the very first time through our family concerts and learning programmes. They are, as you were once, the next generation of music lovers. They are the people who will sit where you are sitting, being amazed as you have been amazed. As we prepare to celebrate our landmark 175th anniversary in 2015, we are also building for the next chapter in our history that will ensure Liverpool Philharmonic continues to thrive as a cornerstone of our city's cultural life.
The thing about music is that it's the shared experience from us as performers down the line to the composer, back to the past. It's sort of echo of a fragment in time.
The very first time I came to this hall was as a teenager, when my parents brought me to see the Royal Liverpool Philharmonic Orchestra, and I still clearly remember sat in the choir stalls listening to the planets and those extraordinary sounds and almost feeling within the orchestra. It was a wonderful moment and a very precious memory for me of this hall and this orchestra and the power that music can have.
To actually come to the concert hall and just concentrate on the music, and for those 2 hours in that concert, it is sheer escape and it's wonderful.
My 6-year-old son, who comes to a lot of the children's concerts and really loves coming to the Phil, he said to me, well, I like music because I think it makes people feel special, and I agree with him.
We love the place. It's home to us musically.
It's all the connections that I find amazing about music, and a lot of it is so non-verbal, and we're not talking, we're listening, we're thinking, we're doing, and then later on we can talk and reflect on the experience that we've had. It's very health-giving and satisfying, gratifying, and spiritually kind of almost cleansing, if you like.
It's something I really look forward to, coming and hearing such sublime sounds by such an informed orchestra and in a lovely building. I think everything together, taken in its entirety, it's just a wonderful experience. And I've been experiencing this now for well over half a century.
There's 2 real standout concerts for me. The first one actually was while I was on trial for the job. It was before I actually got the job, doing Mile of 5, and it was a concert that I felt under an awful lot of pressure for. So I really wanted the job, and I knew that I had to play really well to get the job if I was going to be successful. They'd opened the choir stalls for the audience as well, so we were totally surrounded by the audience, and to have this wave of applause kind of totally surrounding you simultaneously with this incredible relief that the concert had gone really well, that's a really memorable moment for me.
And I remember my very first Messiah singing in that, and I felt as if the whole building was shaking when I was singing the Hallelujah chorus. And that's, I think, is probably the most outstanding. I will never ever forget that. It's a wonderful experience.
I remember clearly is the Prokofiev Cinderella, which has a lot of percussion, fantastic music. You know, you can get emotional when you're playing this stuff. You're not supposed to, but you're supposed to be professional, but you know, you can feel the emotions well up sometimes when you're hearing it and playing it.
I took my son, who's 7, to one of the children's concerts, and at the very end the orchestra started playing the Angry Birds theme, and he was so excited, and you know, to be able to connect the wonderful and diverse world of classical music with my son's passion for his iPad was just magical.
Vasily Petrenko's first performance of Shostakovich Symphony No. 7, when I actually felt that if I closed my eyes I would be in Leningrad under siege. All the noises of battle were present. It was a mind-blowing experience.
The most memorable concert was the Rite of Spring that we played in May with Vasily conducting. I've been waiting to play that piece for about 20 years since I saw it on Fantasia, the Disney film.
Mahler's symphonies were the pieces that really spoke to me as a teenager and made me want to try and pursue a career in orchestral playing. And to do all of them, and particularly to do them with Vasily, was just tremendous. Each concert was a great event. There was a buzz about the place. It was wonderful.
Libor Azrael Symphony, which when I first came to the orchestra was the first big event that really kicked off the next 10 years into a fantastic period of time for the orchestra.
My tingle moment at the Philharmonic has got to be the 12th of September 2001. It was the day after the explosion at the Twin Towers, and the relatively newly appointed musical director Gerard Schwartz, an American, was conducting Mahler's Second Symphony. And there was doubt whether it would go ahead, and when the audience arrived there was a considerable atmosphere in the place. The first movement started, which I think is the funeral rites, and at the end of the first movement he put his baton down and there was complete silence through the whole hall, and then slowly applause broke out, sombre and respectful but hugely moving.
I think the people of Liverpool have got something to be proud of in the Phil. This refurbishment will, I feel, just build on that.
I personally feel supporting the Philharmonic, the society, the hall and everything that it does is such an important thing for the cultural life of this city.
We're very lucky in Liverpool to have the Liverpool Phil, and it needs to be supported.
Come together right now over me.
The acoustics here at the Philharmonic are fantastic. It was built to the most meticulous standards for symphony orchestras, so it's without question the best acoustics of anywhere in Liverpool, if not the whole of the Northwest. Here, the feeling is also particularly special because of everything that's gone before it. If you get a vintage musical instrument that's been played by a lot of great people, there is something inherent in the spirit of that comes across that you can't help. If you have a house where great people have lived for a long time, if you have a pub where people have been for a long time, and if you have a concert hall where some of the greatest people on earth have played over the years, over a long period of time, then it has a very special atmosphere. Backstage in some of the rooms, you see the boards with all those amazing people who have played there, those great classical people, the great folk people, the great really musicians of our age. And you can look at it not just like in the last 10, 20, 30, 40, but like really the historically great people. And that's why there's a fantastic resonance here. And it has a magical quality about it here that you have to sort of be in here to sort of really understand it. But it's something fantastic and very precious.
We do a lot of touring and we've played in some fantastic venues, but it is always a total joy to get back to the Phil, and it's warmth and clarity.
Well, to perform in Philharmonic Hall is always a very special feeling. I think it's very
unique atmosphere because of its traditions, obviously, but also because of the people, because of the modern people who are coming. I'm very proud that we have supporters and subscribers who've been subscribing for over 60 years. But we also have newcomers who are first or second year on subscription. And this combination of tradition and modern approach is very important for any organization. And I think that's what creates very unique atmosphere. It's a feeling of the family, but family who very welcome and embrace everyone who would like to be a part of the family. So I'm very much looking forward when the family will be extended into the new hall.
I think that the decor in the hall and the atmosphere is absolutely fantastic, and the way that everyone in the audience is supporting their home team, their orchestra, that's what I really like.
It's an audience that I've never experienced anywhere else in the world. I spent a long time in London before I moved up to Liverpool, and the audience in Liverpool is proud, fiercely proud of the orchestra actually, and loyal. And that's something that I hadn't really experienced before. It's something that I find really exciting actually. And to build up that kind of relationship between the orchestra as a whole and an audience, something I've never experienced before, is something I absolutely love.
We really can feel the reaction of the audience when we're playing, and when we've got a particularly big orchestra in, that's amazing because there's such a massive sound, and it doesn't get lost. You really, really hear it. It's the most amazing experience to sit amongst.
It's got such a presence when you come into it. The hall is beautiful. It's got real character and a kind of warmth, I think. But it's also acoustically superb, and it works so well for orchestral concerts, for rock concerts, for almost everything. It's got a grandeur but also an intimacy which I think is genuinely unique. It's absolutely crucial that we respect that and we keep it in its full glory for future generations.
I'm delighted that 11 million quid has been got, and it seems to get to 12, we've got to be able to do that because it's a small drop. In fact, where do I send the cheque to?
I like playing at the Royal Liverpool Philharmonic Hall because when the audience is there you just feel warm and not scared anymore. When you've finished the piece, instead of all the audience just going, you get a big round of applause. I really like playing Pirates of the Caribbean and La Bamba and everyone appreciates it. When you go into a concert in the Philharmonic Hall, you can play more pieces and spend more time there.
The backstage area, once it will be done, will give us much more flexibility and opportunities to start to play the music for the very, very young people. I think even starting from the age of 1 or 2. We will welcome all the families. So we will grow our new audience right from their first year in this planet.
I was fortunate, indeed privileged I would say, to be here when Vasily committed himself for a further 3-year rolling contract, who lights up the auditorium when he walks into it. It's like an electric current coming on. He gels so well with the musicians and audience alike. And you know, his tenure here, so far as I'm concerned, can be forever. I can't really say much more of that because I'm just so thrilled that he renewed his contract, and to hear him say he feels home in Liverpool was quite an emotional moment at the time.
We're unique actually in being the only British orchestra that has its own concert hall, and that's fantastic for us. A, it means that the musical programme we offer is incredibly diverse, but B, it gives us a kind of control over our own destiny. And it's very, very important within that we really make the most of this hall, both for now and for future generations.
By the summer 2015, we will be in a new and beautiful house.